So we did one of the most successful ever tournaments in World of Warcraft history. We had over 300,000 concurrent viewers on the directory while the tournament was in its finals. $100,000, one of the biggest prize pools ever. Definitely the biggest prize pool in the history of Classic WoW ever. On YouTube, it has millions of views collectively across everyone's videos. But there could be something sinister at play here. There could be a conspiracy at work.
The supposed alleged drama in regards to the $100,000 OTK duel tournament, which happened yesterday. This is the #1 thread on the Classic WoW subreddit right now. Let's see what people are talking about. As a participant of the OTK mock Gora, everyone knew Snuts and Zico would win from day one. Well, okay. I don't know if this is alleging a conspiracy or not, but Snuts and Zico are like two of the best PvP.
Do you know why people thought they were going to win? Is because they're so fucking good, you don't even know how good they are. That's why. You could have had all the same consumables as Zico, and he would have put you in the dirt. Do not even think for a fraction of a second that the reason why they won was because of consumables.
Peers in the world, so it's a
Snuts
good bet.
BlizzCon.
If you had to bet on it going into it, I think putting your money on Snuts or Zico is probably a good bet because they're both really, really good, and everyone knows that. But let's see what is the content of the post. This is not a hate post or anything. I had a great time playing in the tournament and made some cool friends doing it, so I don't regret my time. But from day one, the entire tournament was already decided in favor of these two, and it was easy to see why. It was already decided in favor of these two. So the only way that you could like decide the winner of a tournament preemptively, kind of, if there is a conspiracy, is to try to give them the best tournament bracket seed possible to give them the easiest matchups all along the way.
Naturally.
Did that happen? I don't know. We're never going to know. Let's keep reading. If you go back a month to Snuts VOD, a day before the tournament, he already had over 3,000 gold on the server, along with Titan flasks, important consumables that later were going for insane prices. He had all of the best BOEs for leveling the end game, and right as soon as the tourney started, he had a booster who took him from 1 to 60 without dying, and even got a title charm without ever having to camp it. Usually a 3 to 4 day respawn, highly contested, before anyone else.
That's correct. Streamers have tremendous advantages because they have massive influence. There were a number of other people that had these same things and they had these same items who weren't streamers, though. That's how it is. There were a lot of it. Snuts also took 10 days off of the tournament.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to.
They said no rules. Yeah, this isn't this is an MMO. It's not Valorant. If you want everything to be completely equal and totally fair, go watch BlizzCon. Oh wait, Snuts is winning there too. Shut the fuck up.
Devil's advocate here. I'm gonna be non-conspiratorial. Snuts is a famous PvPer. He's known as one of the best World of Warcraft PvPers of all time. He also is a pretty successful streamer. He has hundreds or maybe, I don't know, thousands of viewers on Twitch. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And he has a big YouTube presence. People watch his YouTube videos. And so is it possible that he just has viewers that want to support him in the tournament and they were happy to give him things because they knew he was competing in the tournament and they thought that he had a reasonable chance to win because he's such a good PvPer.
100%.
Yeah, I think that's entirely possible.
True.
Now, I will say this.
It's a fact. It is an absolute fucking fact. Of course that's going to be a benefit. But the truth is that a lot of people that weren't streamers still had this stuff. That's how it is.
This is a decision I made as a streamer, and so I'm gonna let me walk through this. I do think.
Well, the point is that it was unfair. If it was unfair, then Snuts would have things that nobody else had. But he didn't. That's my point.
Unless you're a big streamer who was able to get assistance or boosting or gold handouts or help from your viewers or from a community that you're a part of, it probably was not worth competing in that tournament. That's my take. And that's actually a decision that I made for myself. I decided, I leveled up for 2 days and I said, you know what? I don't have that type of viewership. I don't have that type of like apparatus. I don't have that many people on that server that can help me out, that can give me gold, that can boost me. And I see other people do. And I've only got so much free time in my day. Is this a good way to spend my time? And it's a month-long time commitment. And it's an equation of, okay, am I even...
It's also like, can we just be honest here? Stay Safe would never beat Snuts. I love Stay Safe. But he wouldn't have a chance. It wouldn't even be close. Like, he would get destroyed. Like, that's just how it is. Because these guys are really, really fucking good. It's like, do you think I could beat Sony? Probably fucking not, man. And even like you go and you look at like the retail warriors, like Trill, not a fucking chance. I wouldn't even come close. So yeah, why would you compete unless you're a serious good player? Stay Safe is very good at the game, but there's a huge difference between being very good at the game and winning BlizzCon. This is like massive. Like, I would say that there is a bigger difference in skill between somebody who's never played the game. Sorry, like the difference in skill between somebody who has never played the game and Stay Safe is smaller than the difference in skill between Stay Safe and Snuts. Again, you don't even know how good these guys are. That's just how it is. The skill ceiling is so high. And again, I love Stay Safe. I think Stay Safe is great. But that's just how it is. Snuts would beat the shit out of me too. Or Zico.
I'm going to win. Is it worth it? Is it not? Do I have what I need to win? The support, the community. I said, I don't. So I dropped out. After 2 days, I said, this is probably not going to work out for me. After I saw how sweaty the tournament was becoming, and by sweaty, I mean just how much assistance people were getting. There were some rumors of RMT going on. I don't know, RMT meaning real money trading. So I said, you know what, not for me. But I do think if you're just like an average guy, I've got 4 hours to play in the evening, and that's it, and I'm just like a normal guy.
Oh, there's no way.
Yeah, this tournament was probably not for you. That's the unfortunate reality. That's the way it goes. Let's keep on reading. True. He was so far ahead, he took a week and a half break to go to Vegas.
Yep.
Came back and still had better gear, more gold and resources than 90% of the competition.
That's right.
So the only way that you will not have this phenomenon occur in a duel tournament where people are getting assistance.
The way that you can make it not happen is by making the tournament boring.
Help or boosting or gold or whatever is to have a solo self-found hardcore duel tournament.
Yes.
And by solo self-found...
Which, how can you possibly enforce that? What if somebody logs on whenever they're not streaming and they just, oops, well, I just got traded 100 gold. Use the add-on, people disable the add-on. People cheated with the add-on all the time in hardcore.
I mean, you need to level up on your own. No trading, no auction house, no boosting, entirely solo. That's the only way. And if we have a tournament like that, I would be really interested in competing with that. But you understand why OTK...
I still don't think Stay Safe could compete. He has a wife and a kid. He can't invest the same amount of time as somebody who's able to play 15 hours a day. He has 2 kids now. Yeah, he can't do it. He loses by default. Life is not fair. He can't do it. Yeah. And also, it's not that he can't do it. He could, but his wife and kid are probably a lot more fucking important. So guess what happens? He focuses on them instead. Naturally.
Who was hosting this tournament chose not to go that route because from their end, they are facilitating the tournament, they're moderating, they've got referees, they've got a support staff. They really have no way to guarantee that everyone is playing 100% solo at all times because some people are streaming, some people are not. It takes place over the course of a month. It's just impossible to guarantee that people are solo or not. They're not getting help. They are getting help. Someone gave them 5 gold. Are they disqualified? All of those little tiny logistics, it makes sense why they chose not to even. They just said, you know what? Do whatever you want. The tournament is no rules in that regard. Just go. And does that favor it a little bit towards streamers or people with big communities? Yeah, no doubt. That sucks. That's the way life goes.
Absolutely it is.
Hopefully, we do have a solo self-found SSF. Is what
we could never do it, and I'll tell you why. If I was playing solo self-found, you could still get mob tag leveled. number one. You could still have people do dungeons with you and pass you the gear, number two. Number three, you could still have people buy your auctions. So you would have to have like no auction house at all at that point. So how would you get different resources? You could still buy gold. You can't do it. Like guys, I don't know why people try to keep trying to turn classic WoW into a game that it's not. Stop trying to ruin the game in the pursuit of fairness.
That's called. Hopefully we do have an SSF tournament of some sort, and then that can be a little bit more inclusive of people that do not have a giant supportive community that a streamer or a YouTuber might have. Let's continue reading. We're halfway done.
Yeah, it's true. SSF is even less fair. You win the tournament by RNG of your drops. True. Yeah, somebody gets RNG of Title Charm and somebody else doesn't. Massive advantage. Totally random. It was kind of like our mindset for the tournament and everything was, if we let everybody do everything, then nobody can get unlucky.
Zico had a similar situation where his viewers boosted him while he was AoE leveling by not allowing him to die and by doing massive pulls.
True.
He was also given thousands of gold and had friends in the only...
I just love the premise of this post, as if this person thought that they would be on Zico's level if they had that. Like, that's what's so fucking funny to me. Is that this person thinks what's separating him from Zico is the fact that Zico got help leveling. Somebody gave Zico a flask. That's why Zico's better than you. It's so sad.
Guild on the server, so he was given recipes, gear, consumables
Ego
very
and
early
audacity,
on,
yes.
and he even managed to raise the market price on a lot of things so other competitors couldn't get a hold of it. I'm gonna be on. Yeah, that sucks for you. This. Of course, I chose not to compete. I'm with this guy. I'm like, it probably was not worth my...
Such a job legitimizing the drama. Oh, absolutely. What's the point of playing a hardcore server if you play this way? Winners win. That's why. I agree with shitters cope at video games. I've been top 500 in multiple games. This tournament wasn't fair, bro. Bro, it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair. Ooh. I'd beat the BlizzCon champion. I just didn't have enough flasks. I didn't have any flasks. I couldn't beat the BlizzCon champion. If only I had another flask. Do you remember whenever Snuts beat that other mage with his UI off? The argument is clearly that streamers had more gear and potions to have a better survival, and without them, even a worse player would have had a chance. Andy disconnected. Yeah, I really, really think you guys need to, like, people just don't understand. You just don't get it. It's just like, this is such a massive cope. It's actually sad. Yeah, this is so different. Yeah, it's like LeBron has LeBron has a basketball court in his house, and a new player doesn't have that, so they're not on equal ground. Okay. Well, that's the difference, guys. Hey, that's really why you're not LeBron James. Oh, God. Oh, it's so fucking sad.
I'm telling you guys, it's probably not worth your time to compete because you're not a big streamer that has all the support. That's the way the tournament goes, though. We knew the rules of the tournament 2 or 3 days prior to the tournament even beginning.
Yeah.
Okay? You could look at those rules and you can know exactly this is what it's going to be. There was no confusion about how this was going to go. Okay? We had the rules a couple days before. You look at the rules, you say, yeah, you know what? This one's not for me. Okay? Let's continue reading. Both of them are incredible players, very skilled with a massive fan base, so this isn't to hate on them or anything, but the tournament itself was never going to be won from a dark horse non-streamer unless they bought a ton of gold to compete and had a whole month to grind, and even then, they'd be behind the streamers by a large margin.
They think the gold is the difference. They honestly think that the gold is the reason why they're losing. It's actually so insane to me. I can't believe it. What a massive fucking cope. This is so sad. The reason why a dark horse wasn't going to win, Soda said it, And to be honest, he's completely right. A dark horse would never win because in order to be the best, you have to play against the best. And if you're playing against the best and you're beating them, people would know who you are. You don't just randomly get really good and then I showed up and then now I'm just better than everybody. No. You become the best by playing against the best, by losing against the best, and then eventually overcoming them. That's why. It's never going to happen because you're not playing against them. You have no idea the way that they're even looking at the game. It's just crazy. Practice perfect? Yeah, it's just the thoughts of losers. Only losers try to come up with these fantasy stories to make themselves feel better. Yes, it's just crazy that people actually thought that was why. Other big streamers didn't do well. Peo didn't have a chance in hell. Do you know why? Because Peo is a good player, but Peo, I love Peo. He isn't shit compared to Zico or Snuts. Compared to Waz. Massive. There's a bigger difference between Peo and Waz than there is between Peo and a person who's never played the game. That's just the truth.
Probably true. That's probably true. Yeah, that seems to be true. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. It was still a fun event, but it was also decided from day one what the outcome would be. Well, I mean, it wasn't decided. Okay,
No,
it most certainly favored streamers that have a large audience.
It did, absolutely. He's right.
No doubt. But it wasn't coordinated in that way. It wasn't calculated. It's not like, okay, we're going to guarantee a Snuts victory. It's not like that.
Yeah.
That's not what it is. It most certainly had a favor for people that have big communities that can support them. There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely.
I just wish some no-name guys can have a shot at a top spot to shake up the scene. But like any other WoW tourney, it's always...
You're not going to have no-name guys do that because they're not good enough. Because if they were good enough, they wouldn't be no-name guys. That's just the truth. The argument, people with small and no communities coming in and getting to semifinals. Yeah, there's a mood argument because there are people with small and no communities coming in and getting to the semifinals, like the Priest. He's a no-name, but surely not a large audience streamer. He's not a large... No, you're exactly right. There were plenty of people that actually competed and weren't big streamers. There were tons of them. Hydra? No, Sots, the other guy. And also, Hydra isn't a massive streamer. He's not. He's not a massive streamer. You can't compare Hydra to Zico. Like, he's a streamer. He's known, but he's not big like that. No.
Going to be the same names every year because it's what gets the most views and attention, which is a bit disappointing. Well, I'm not sure it's like every other WoW tourney. This one is kind of uniquely...
It's like this is the guy that would watch Rekful, and he sees that Rekful was using an offhand Warglaive, and he's like, oh, well, of course I can't be like that. I don't have a Warglaive. Of course I can't get to 3K. I don't have Warglaive. Like, this is the mind of these people. They're like, oh, I don't have Warglaive, though. So I can't do this. Jesus, man. Copium overdose. Yes.
Favoring streamers, but I think most PvP tournaments are probably not favoring streamers. Who knows what they'll do? Who knows? Maybe they'll do an SSF, that's solo self-found.
It's impossible to do that.
Version of the tourney too in the future, or maybe some new rules for the next time, and they learn from this time. But overall, it was a fun ride, and I hope to see more stuff like this down the road. This just sounds. This just sounds kind of...
It's like, it's funny because this person doesn't even know how big of a skill gap there is. He doesn't even know what he doesn't know.
Of like complaining, I'm just going to be honest. Yeah, we all knew that these were the rules. From day one. No, from day -5. 5 days before the tournament started or so, we had the rules. 4 or 5 days. We knew what the rules were going to be. We knew that it was going to be gloves off. We knew that it was kind of everything goes. We knew that, and as such, streamers were people that were able to get a community that could support them and give them free stuff. We knew that that was what the meta is. Yeah, no doubt. Gold and support and getting boosted and having groups that can carry you through dungeons, that's obviously going to help you. And so if you have...
Yeah. Somebody says that's not the point. The point is that a competition should have equal ground for all competitors. and the only thing deciding is class and skill and build, otherwise you get shit like this, everybody did have an equal chance. We didn't give anybody advantages. We said, these are the rules, follow the rules. Everybody had an equal chance to get in. Other people used resources better than others. It was equal. This is as equal as it gets, boys. That's just how it is. Winners win and losers lose.
Have an apparatus like that, a support group or support apparatus, of course that's going to be beneficial for you. Let me take a look here.
Sucks to suck. Yep.
This is the top comment in the thread. I think most people already knew this was the case. I was excited to watch people level up and see how they geared, but every time I tuned into a stream, it was just watching them get power.
Yeah, Blizzard can't even enforce no gold buying. How the fuck do you think we can? Yeah, how do you think Blizzard can't even do it? Why do you think we can do it?
Leveled or shoveled gold or consumes or whatever. To be fair to the streamers here that are getting given free gold and boosted, like Snuts or Zico, or actually like a lot of them that competed. First off, there's no rule against that. So I don't think you can blame them for getting...
And you couldn't make a rule against it. It would be impossible.
Boosted or given free shit, given there's no rule disallowing that. Second off, there's $50,000 on the line. Mm-hmm. So of course they're going to do everything they can in that regard, as long as it's within the rules.
Yep.
You can understand why they're doing it. Where it gets a little bit fishy, and I'm not going to name names or anything like that. There are rumors of people that were buying gold. There are rumors of people that were saying, hey, listen, if you support me, if you boost me, if you give me free stuff, then if I win, I will give you some of my winnings. Okay, if you support me, I'll give you 10% of everything I win, or stuff like that.
That's cheesy. I hope nobody did that, and I hope the people that did do that lost.
There are rumors of that.
Yeah.
I'll say non-confirmed. So if that's happening, non-confirmed. If that's happening,
not naming names.
Then
there's no names being
that's
used.
in bad
There's
faith.
no names.
That's a little bit toxic. That's
but we've
not
seen,
so good. But
seen how it is.
Just having a community that's looking to support you.
No names.
That is within the rules. That is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, this was going to happen, but the fact that they all did it on stream, not even pretending to be doing it themselves, ruined the whole tournament for me. There's no way to enforce. You can't have your viewers help, or hell, even no gold buying, so it is what it is. There is no way to enforce. You can't have your viewers help. That is true. Or you can't have free handouts. Or there's no way. And so that is the reason.
And so that's why we didn't want to do it. Is because it was impossible to do.
Why? In fact, I think that the OTK guys, I think that they said, we would prefer to have a tournament where you're not getting boosted, where you're not getting free gold, but we don't have a way to facilitate a tournament like...
We don't know and we don't care. What I wanted to do, I'm going to tell you guys what I wanted to do, right? Is that, I wanted to have an Olympics where everybody was on drugs. Everybody was using every performance-enhancing drug possible. I'm talking about people doing the shot put with one arm. People jumping over the pole vault, like the little bar, and they're not even using the pole. They just jump that high. I'm talking people going so fucking fast, it's breaking records that we've never even had before. That's what I wanted to see in the tournament. And we had it. And it was good. It was beautiful. Let people do whatever they want. There it is. It was great. That's why people liked it so much. Add in a bunch of rules, and it gets boring.
That we don't have that degree of oversight. So as such, we're just going kind of in the opposite direction. No rules, because...
Can a man outrun a cheetah? Tune in on the 2028 Crackhead Olympics to find out.
We can't go that direction. Like I said, if Blizzard ever decides to offer an official solo self-found game mode option, and they said that they would...
People would still get advantages.
They said that they would. We will have that at some point on the hardcore servers. That would be great. Then I hope that we have another tournament similar to this with a big prize pool and everyone can get involved.
Advantages.
Because then effectively...
Still advantages.
The only difference between you and
that's the thing is, and again, the fact that people suggest these things reveals their lack of understanding of the game. because their limited understanding of the game makes them believe that their solutions will work. But their solutions only reveal how uneducated and ignorant about the game they really are.
And your capacity to compete effectively in that tournament is how much time can you invest, right? So the streamer can play 12 hours a day.
Yep.
If you can play 12 hours a day, then you're on the same footing. It's all good.
That's it.
So there's that. Well, I agree the outcome was fairly easy to see happening. Would you have rathered they not stream themselves getting help? I think I'm happy at least they weren't trying to hide it. Tournament outcome would have felt even worse for me. I mean, why hide it? It's within the rules. It's not against the rules.
That's right.
They have no reason to hide it, right?
No.
So I guess that's the drama, the recap.
That's right.
This is pretty inconsequential. By the way, there were some people in the tournament that scored very highly that maybe even got best of class, which was a $6,250 prize pool.
Yeah.
If you got the best of your class in the tournament, that did not get boosted. I'm trying to think. I think Zeroji the hunter. I think he was the highest placing hunter. So he got the $6,250.
I think Bean
and
beat him out.
he did not get boosted. He did not have handouts. So maybe it depends on your class. It was situationally possible. I'm not.
And Bean beats Mez, by the way. Bean got second place at BlizzCon and beat Mez, somebody who won BlizzCon.
Sure. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Okay, Bean got it. And so Bean is a streamer, so he probably
Bean
had some
resisted a
support.
sleep powder and beat Mez.
Never mind. Okay, so Bean got it.
There it is.
Those streamers, those damn streamers. Urgh. But no, I mean, I'm a streamer. I can play all day, and maybe I could get some handouts. I looked at this tournament, and I was like, listen, this is not worth it for me. One, because I don't think I'm going to be able to get that amount of support, and then also, two, I'm not the best PvPer in the world. And so it's like, okay, maybe...
And that's what it comes down to. I saw a lot of people, like a lot of other players, saying I wasn't going to compete in the tournament. I wish people would be gracious enough to just say, I'm not going to compete in the tournament because I would get fucking farmed. I would not even begin to have a chance. I wish people would at least have the self-respect to say that.
It's worth it, maybe it's not. I did the equation in my head. I said,
excuse.
okay, this is just not a good way for me to spend my time.
Yeah, exactly.
And so most certainly...
I quit Apex because I realized I was never going to be good at that fucking game, man. It's just not going to happen. Just go back to just go play PUBG again.
You're not a streamer, and maybe you're an average PvPer. Yeah, this tournament was not for you. I hate to say it. In fact, I'm going to get into the business of this a little bit. This tournament was hosted by Starforge PCs. Starforge PCs is a pre-built PC company. It's a
Listen to this, guys. Write this down.
The area of OTK. OTK owns it, okay? And so they're selling their PC computers.
Yes.
Starforge PC fronted the $100,000 for the prize pool. Why do you think Starforge...
Not entirely, but yes. Obviously, it was a part of it.
PC would host a duel tournament where they are losing $100,000. Why would they put up $100,000? Yes. It's because the entire tournment is an advertisement
for Starforge PC
for their product.
That's right.
Okay, every single person at the end of their
That's right. Isn't that crazy?
And all the competitors had to have SF whatever, like Starforge something. It was a 4-letter acronym. So every competitor's character name had an advertisement at the end of the name. Every person had to be in the guild.
Yes.
The guild name was Starforge PC. And then of course during all the live coverage and the broadcasting, the streamers are shouting it out. The host is shouting it out. This tournament is brought to you by Starforge PC. Go check it out. Use this discount code, whatever. So the entire thing.
That's true.
Is an advertisement for Starforge PC, and that's fine. That's all good. It's okay to make money and also have a cool product. In this case, the product is an awesome duel tournament. So
absolutely,
it's fine. It's fine. That's awesome.
That's right. That's right. We sponsored the event, and we advertised our product on the event. I know, guys. I know. I'm sorry, but we did it. How dare you? I know. I'm sorry.
But from that lens, it makes sense why Starforge PC, who's trying to host a tournament to get advertisement or promotion for their product, it makes sense why they would want to have streamers involved.
Yes.
Okay. Let's say no streamers competed in the $100,000 tournament. Then no one would be watching, and then
nobody would care. Nobody would care about. The only reason why dark horses are interesting is because they're playing against streamers. Random nobodies queuing up against random nobodies. Nobody wants to watch that, and nobody cares. So even in the instances where random nobodies are interesting and compelling to the audience, they are only interesting in the context of them being related to the people that are popular. Sad but true. Yes. Gentlemen, I am sad to announce that I am kind of an expert in this. I have been for many years, and I understand it very well. Another person who's an expert, even more than I am, is Soda Poppin', and he agrees with me.
Advertising to nobody. But the more streamers that are in the tournament promoting...
I disagree with that a little bit. Hardcore MG was what made me interested. I didn't know who the big ticket players were prior to the tournament. You don't disagree with that. You said that doesn't apply to you. So these are two separate things. Whenever you say, oh, that's not the case with me, this doesn't mean it's not the case.
And hyping the tournament. Mm-hmm. You've got this guy with 10,000 viewers, this guy with 5,000 viewers, this guy with 3,000 viewers, whatever. Okay, the more eyeballs you have on the tournament through the streamers, watching the streamers,
yes,
the higher return on investment Starforge PC has.
Naturally.
Okay, so it's very clear what the dynamic is, and I'm not throwing shade. That's like business 101. That's called it's like a sponsored tournament. That's how the world works. But yeah, like let's not beat around the bush. That's the point, right? If Starforge made no money from hosting the tournament, then they wouldn't host.
Streamers would have still competed even if we didn't allow them to use their viewership to succeed. It wouldn't have mattered. It's not like we had to allow them to use their viewership to succeed as an inducement to have them play. Snuts won the CDL back in the day. Like, it has nothing to do with that. They would have competed and played no matter what.
The tournament. Then there would be no prize pool. That's the way that it goes. Sorry. Mm-hmm. Okay. But that's the drama. This is a nothing burger. This sounds kind of whiny. What do you think? Let me know in the chat. Let me think in the comments down below. This is a nothing burger. Okay. Thanks for tuning in. As always, stay safe.
So people look back to Cataclysm.
Here is the...
So, as I said, the audacity of a Redditor to think that the difference between him and Snuts is the fact that, or him and Zico, is the fact that Zico got level boosted. It's like, that is a certified Reddit moment. It's like, you don't even know what you don't know. You have no idea, bro. Like, it is so yeah, delusional classic Andy. It is sad, man. Oh my god, it is sad. He didn't specifically say that, though. You're reading through the lines a bit much. Teveros was never going to be won by a Dark Horse streamer unless they bought a ton of gold to compete. No, he literally did say that. He said the reason why it wasn't going to be won by a Dark Horse competitor, and he implied that reason is because they don't have a ton of gold to compete and the months to grind. They should 1v1 with the same geared character. Loser quits the internet forever. Oh, I'm sure they wouldn't want to do that. Yep, there it is. You think you do, but you don't. There it is. Still level 1 Montlaross so you can placate these man-children? Well, then it wouldn't be balanced. The skill difference isn't the issue, though. This guy feels a bit hard done and is having a rant on the internet. Well, yeah, I just hope that he knows that, like, it has nothing to do with it. There were plenty of people that weren't streamers that got into the finals. We only asked them to stream in order to see their perspective to make sure they weren't cheating. Yeah, somebody says, if it wasn't for all the training and natural athletic ability professional soccer players have, I'd probably be just as good at them. It's not fair, really. Yeah, exactly. The only difference between you and Messi is the fact that, like, he just has different shoes. Like, that's just, yeah, it's just how it is, guys. You know, everything in life is just pay to win. That's what's holding you back, bro. It's your shoes. I'll read a few of the comments. I found this tournament way more interesting to watch. That's right. That's right. You're welcome. And by the way, I don't want to be taking credit. We've got Nick in the chat, Tips, S-Fand, Soda, All of the people that play WoW in New York were very invested in talking about this tournament, getting into it, and if anybody is going to be given a lot of credit, it is actually Tips, who is the one that did all of the CDL, and of course the competitors like Sony in the chat there right now. Zaryu as well, absolutely. Well, I'm talking about the organization. Of course, Zaryu and Sony and the competitors too. Yeah, there it is. Let's see here. Watched the entire tournament. Loved every second of it. True. There it is. DDoS Payo to make them lose. Yeah, of course. The way to partially mitigate being boosted for the tournament was Blizzard spin up a new hardcore server for the events. There were reasons why we couldn't do that. And also, even if we could do that, then there would be separate problems that would create. We talked about that. We evaluated that. And we thought that that would just create a different set of problems that would be even more unfair. Actually, people are forgetting if top players didn't get help, their PvP knowledge and skill is going to beat 99% of the player base anyway. There it is. Bro, this guy says highly debatable. Bro, a commenter. Oh my god. The PvP knowledge of this game can only take you up to a certain point. How can a true PvPer in greens and minor enchants beat a person with all the engineering tricks, all the flasks, all of the crusaders? Dude, this guy... It's so sad. It is so sad. They don't even understand. Man. I don't even know what to say. I really don't. Copium is insanely sad. Yeah, I know. At 11K with Last Stand now? Yeah, exactly. Guys, I have to always bring this up, but the people that do this kind of stuff, where you just keep asking about the same thing, sorry to bug you. Yeah, me too. Stop doing it. Ask once. I saw your message. I ignored it the other times because I didn't want to respond to it. Stop it. You annoying little kid. What's this here? Even if there's the same shoes as Messi, they wouldn't be as good. Yeah, but don't tell them that. No, attorney could be entirely fair. Oh yeah, if this wasn't rigged to stream advantage, I'd have the chances to beat them. But I didn't get level boosted, so I was only 36, bro. If I only had a higher level, I'd have beat Zico. Oh my god. Everyone should be thankful for the open tournament. I don't see any non-sponsored teams at World or TI. Exactly, true. It's just sad to see, man. It really is. It is sad to see. I agree with Nothing Burger. Yeah, I thought this was funny to watch, though. Just to see kind of what people had to say. I'll read a few more comments and then we'll go ahead and move on. A nice example was the Zico versus that juiced up Paladin. There weren't any Paladins, actually. Wasn't there 0 entry fee? Yep, of course. And it goes to show people always find something to bitch about. Oh, no. It's just... I think that the thing is, classic WoW players... There is, like, a massive level of, like, resentment for streamers in, like, the, like, boomer classic WoW community. And... I think that also the boomer classic WoW community... They're full of morons, right? So they're going to think things that aren't true. So, like, not only are the streamers winning... But on top of streamers winning, they're also getting unfair advantages. Well, now they're double mad.